Imagine diving into what should be a vibrant, colorful city beneath the waves, a place alive with darting fish, waving sea fans, and the brilliant architecture of coral reefs. But instead, you're met with silence, faded colors, lifeless, bleached skeletons of what used to be. This is not a scene from a dystopian future. It is happening now, in oceans around the world. Coral reefs are dying faster than we have ever imagined. Once the rainforests of the sea, these ecosystems are collapsing. Scientists estimate that over half of the world's coral reefs have already been lost or critically damaged. In some regions, entire reef systems have vanished in just a few decades. Why should this matter to us? Coral reefs support over 1 million marine species. They provide food and jobs for more than 1 billion people. They act as natural shields for coastlines, protecting communities from storms and erosion. And yet, we're losing them, sometimes without even noticing. This is more than an environmental issue. It's a signal that our planet's health is deteriorating. To understand why coral reefs are disappearing, we need to take a closer look at the causes, what's hurting the reefs, and pushing them past the point of no return.
Coral reefs are delicate, living organisms. They thrive within narrow environmental conditions. Even a slight shift in temperature, water clarity, or pH can push them into distress. The number one culprit? Climate change. As global temperatures rise, so do ocean temperatures. And when the water gets too warm, corals experience stress and expel the algae called zooxanthellae that live in their tissues and give them their brilliant colors. This process, known as coral bleaching, strips the coral of life. If the heat continues, they starve and die. But climate change is just the beginning. Pollution is another massive threat. Land-based runoff filled with fertilizers, pesticides, sewage, and plastic flows into the ocean, clouding the water and poisoning coral ecosystems. Plastic debris can block sunlight and even physically damage coral structures. Then there's overfishing. Unsustainable fishing methods such as blast fishing or cyanide fishing can destroy coral habitats and remove key species that keep the reef ecosystem in balance. Even tourism, when unregulated, can be harmful. Anchors dropped on reefs, divers standing on corals, or sunscreen chemicals can all cause long-term damage. Meanwhile, coastal development, dredging, and deforestation increase sedimentation and pollution, smothering reefs in murky water. The truth is, coral reefs are facing a perfect storm of threats, most of them caused by human actions.
When coral reefs die, we lose more than just their beauty. We lose the foundation of an entire ecosystem and a vital link between the ocean and human life. Often called the rainforest of the sea, coral reefs are incredibly rich in life. They cover less than 1% of the ocean floor but supports about 25% of all marine species, including fish, turtles, mollusks, and sharks. When reefs bleach and die due to heat stress, these animals lose their homes, food, and breeding grounds. Many struggle to survive, and the entire ocean food chain begins to fall apart. But the damage doesn't stop there. Coral reefs act like human natural seawalls, protecting coastline from waves, storms, and erosion. Without them, coastal areas, especially small islands, face more flooding and destruction during extreme weather. There's also a big economic impact. We support millions of people through fishing, tourism, and marine jobs. When reefs die, fish number drops and tourists stop coming. Local communities lose income, jobs, and food security. Reefs also help keep the ocean clean healthy by absorbing carbon dioxide. Even more importantly, they may hold cures for diseases like cancer and infections. If we lose coral reefs, we might lose medical breakthroughs before they're ever found. So, the death of coral reef isn't just about the ocean, it affects nature, people, economics, and even our future.
The good news? It's not too late. Coral reefs can recover if we act now. First, we must tackle the root cause, climate change. Reducing greenhouse gas emissions is critical. That means investing in renewable energy, supporting clean transportation, and pushing for international agreements to cut carbon pollution. Other than that, we must protect reefs from local threats. This includes reducing plastic use, properly treating wastewater, regulating fishing, and promoting sustainable farming practices. Governments must enforce environmental laws and expand marine protected areas, giving reefs space and time to recover. Around the world, scientists are making breakthroughs. Coral nurseries are helping grow new corals that are more resistant to heat. These are transplanted back into damaged areas to kickstart recovery. Communities are also stepping up, organizing reef cleanups, using traditional knowledge, and training divers to protect rather than harm. Ecotourism is rising, showing that humans and reef can coexist if we're responsible. And perhaps more importantly, we need education and global cooperation. If communities, industries, and countries work together, coral reefs can bounce back. The more people know, the more they care. Change starts with awareness, then action.
Coral reefs are more than just beautiful. They are life. They protect our coastlines, feed millions, and support the ocean's balance.
But they're disappearing fast, and the clock is ticking.
The good news? We still have time. Every action counts, no matter how small.
Let's stand together for our reefs, for our planet, for our future.
Join us! Spread the word! Be the change! Hashtag Save the Reefs! Hashtag Coral Hope!